and that is 716-2026. We'll take as many calls as possible and go through as many of your WhatsApp messages. And Kimani is back with us, so she'll be going through some of your comments in the chat room. So the St. Lucia Labour Party got into office in July of 2021. What happened immediately is that some of the projects that were already on the ground, those projects were stopped. You remember the John Compton Highway or Castries Grosley to Rodney Bay Road, that was put on hold, and the infrastructure minister, Stevenson King, did promise that there will be a review over a 6-month period to determine whether work should recommence. Still in abeyance. And of course, put on hold would be the Talan Project and also the Shock Housing Development Project. Put on hold. Now, the reason given then was that the agreement between the government of St. Lucia / National Housing Corporation and Fresh Start was skewed in favor of Fresh Start. And also, the projects did not have approval from the Development Control Authority. It turned out that was not the case. Later, evidence would have been provided that there was approval stamped by the Development Control Authority. So we fast forward to 3 years later. And you can recall that we were first alerted by a caller to this broadcast. About 3 weeks to a month ago, I promised to look into it, then got some footage and shared it with you. To the surprise of many people, that the developer was indeed Fresh Start. You remember the talk about the then Economic Development Minister, Guy Joseph, having shares in Fresh Start. He denied it incessantly, but I suspect many people did not believe it, and many people right now, they are in a position to say that he does not have shares in Fresh Start, because if he does have shares in Fresh Start, if he's associated with that particular entity, why would the government do that volte-face? That change in approach, change in attitude. All of a sudden, you did not want to see Fresh Start. You stopped the project, put it on hold, and now you have to go back to that same Fresh Start. And why? Well, let us go back to 3 years ago, when that project, that is the Talan Project, was formally launched. And a number of people spoke at that particular ceremony, including the then MP for Babino, Mr. Ezekiel Joseph, as well as an official of Fresh Start, Mr. Peter Felicia, and the then head of the St. Lucia Development Bank. We have a report from Janelle Novel, who worked then with the National Television Network.
The government of St. Lucia remains committed to fulfilling its mandate to improve the standard of living for all St. Lucians. One means through which this is being realized is ensuring that all St. Lucians are afforded the opportunity to own a piece of land in their home country. In that regard, a number of housing developments have commenced island-wide, the most recent being the Talan Housing Development. Officials of the National Housing Corporation, NHC, have informed that the Talan Housing Development will aid in remedying unplanned development in the area and increase land ownership. Phase 1 of the project consists of 49 lots, totaling 280,373 square feet, and Phase 2 consists of 39 lots, totaling 146,860 square feet of land. Former chairman of the National Housing Corporation, Timothy Mangal, provided some insight into Phase 3 of the development.
Talvan Phase 3 is a total of 899,108 square feet of saleable lands into 132 residential lots. And those lots, of course, range from 14,000 square feet in the largest to 5,000 square feet as the smallest lot. There are also 2 commercial properties on this site, one for a community center. There's 1 institutional lot, 2 open spaces as required by the Development Control Authority, 1 lot for a water tank, a Wasco water tank. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this development will have its own water reservoir right at the top there, and it will be propelled by gravity to the entire development and to this neighborhood. This development was approved by the Development Control Authority in February of 2020. And certainly you could see the standard that as you drove there, you could see the quality of the infrastructure so far.
Representative for Fresh Start Construction Company Limited, Peter Felicien, explaining the company's role in the project, called for increased partnership with relevant agencies.
We are committed to give our St. Lucian people a piece of St. Lucia. And the model that we have is that we go in and we do all the designs, we get the approvals, we go in, we put in the infrastructure, and we get all the approvals, and we get paid after the sale of lands. So we are hoping that more significant partners can come in. If you notice, Mr. Poleon is here. I have not even mentioned the partnership with the banks because they're not present as yet. I'm still hopeful that the banks will come in and be able to partner in ventures like this.
Minister for Agriculture, Fisheries, Natural Resources and Cooperatives and Parliamentary Representative for Babono, Honorable Ezekiel Joseph, explained the options for individuals seeking to purchase land.
The agreement is that those of us who wants to go into a lease arrangement, and let me explain that. You don't have to go to Mr. Poleon at the bank. You can go directly to National House and say, look, every month I'm going to give you $200. I'm occupying 5,000 square feet. The total is $45,000. Every month I'm going to give you $200. That is what we call a lease purchase arrangement, which means you don't go to a bank, but you rent the land, and at the end of the 5-6 years, National Housing Authority would give you a deed of sale. Or you can go to Mr. Poleon and get a loan from St. Lucia Development Bank, and the land will be sold to you at $6 a square foot. So that's the option you have. And of course, I'm still negotiating to see how we can bring it lower.
Minister for Economic Development, Housing, Urban Renewal, Transport and Civil Aviation, Honorable Guy Joseph, promised the residents of Talvan nothing short of the best.
This is a proud development for us. It is one that is going to be up to the highest standards of development. Some people think that some places are too rural to give them the best. But this government has a completely different perception. For me, St. Lucia is too small to have anywhere as rural. La Panbitation ako. They don't have countryside. Anywhere you live in St. Lucia, you ought to have access to the same facilities that everybody else who live in what they call the more prestigious places in St. Lucia. You're entitled to it. And the people of Talvan and Babono, we will give you nothing short of a world-class housing development in Talvan.
Managing Director of the St. Lucia Development Bank, Vincent Boland, highlighted the bank's role and the importance of such ventures.
We at the Development Bank, we have had an audacious goal in that we want to be able to partner with the government and National Housing to be able to develop not only Talvin, but to develop the sites that were identified around the entire island, so that it will give persons, one, opportunities to have work in the actual developments, and it will give persons access to that wealth creation. So it will be not just affording opportunities for all, which is one of our slogans, but it will be providing and creating wealth, transferring wealth to St. Lucians.
The National Housing Corporation is expected to commence work on Phase 4 of the project in short order. From the Government Information Service, I am Janelle Norville.
That's a Janelle Norville report filed a little over 3 years ago when the previous administration had launched that particular Talvin development project. Well, yesterday, what he had was an open day at Talvin Land Development. More on this in just a moment. What I can assure you now is that the government of Philip J. Pierre has decided to recommence the project after putting it on hold, after putting it on the back burner for about 3 years. This certainly will cost the taxpayers of St. Lucia more. This certainly will cost you more in terms of the cost of the square footage of that land. It will cost you more. Naturally, it will. If you're going to purchase it now at $14.50 a square foot, it certainly would have cost you less had the government decided to continue that project. So we hear now from the nation's housing minister, Richard Frederick, speaking at that open day at Talvin Land Development Project. And he said a lot of things, including, because I think he understands that this, to a large extent, is embarrassing. That move is embarrassing. They have put the project on hold when the SLP got into office because of, I guess, deliberately wanting to target the developer. And now you have to go back to that same developer. What has changed? Let us listen to the nation's housing minister, Richard Frederick.
Oh, I sometimes scroll on social media. You see some good points, you read some good points. Sometimes you listen and read to a lot of nonsense. And I was reading last night that a certain sector of persons are saying, I swallowed by vomit. I want to say this. I, Richard Frederick, will swallow my vomit anytime. I will work with anybody as long as it is in the best interest of St. Lucia and St. Lucians.
Yeah. Let them have it. Yeah.
I will. And I could tell you, as Mr. Lake indicated, it took several meetings. I will even further swallow my vomit when it comes to the shock development, because Fresh Start is going to do the shock development. So if it's vomit I'm swallowing, I just start to swallow.
We apologize that at about 10 minutes before 1 o'clock. 79, that's 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, and that is 716-2026. As we welcome back Kimani Thomas. Welcome back to the program, man.
Thank you so much, Tim. Did you miss me?
Very much so. The audience missed you as well, but I got the impression that you had to do what you had to do. Mm-hmm. And you went on business, and we're not getting into the specifics of it, but I'm happy that things worked out. What's happening in the chat room, Kimani?
In the chat room, someone says, all this stopping of projects is part of what keeps the country behind. Someone says, Talvin increased in value while the land in Banan decreased in value. Another comment, an apology only when convenient and after the election. The damage has been done. Someone says, isn't Fresh Start one of the many companies that the government hired a special prosecutor to investigate Guy Joseph for corruption? Tim. Another comment, as long as it's in the interest of the people, he said he will eat his vomit. Another comment, Tim, the minister ate his vomit. I'm waiting for Shazi to eat his vomit because he is spewing a lot of nonsense regarding this Talvan and Shock development. Talking about a French developer. Shazi called NewsSpin to apologize. You are too wicked.
We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Hi, good afternoon, Tim.
Good afternoon to you, caller.
Boy, that clip you played there is funny, at the same time a little annoying. I mean, I don't know if the minister realized that he was, representing the government. I think him making that statement there is inappropriate. That seems like a statement for his show. But for him to retort that, he just got swallowing vomit. I mean, his vomit. Is it that he's telling us he knows of all the fables that he's spewed, and over time, seemingly soon, it's going to come to reality that it wasn't so, and he may have to keep swallowing more vomit? I mean, it's rather ludicrous. I mean, he could have been a lot more diplomatic to say that, you know what, we are trying to get this done for St. Lucians, and we simply just want to have continuity. This is But the man go on in a whole lot of verbiage, talking a whole lot of nonsense, and to say that you just start swallowing your vomit, that's disgusting. But I mean, all in all, I'm happy that this thing is going to be completed. There are a number of other projects that need to be given attention to be completed, like the highway up in Rodney Way.
Somebody in the chat room is saying that you should speak louder. Try to speak louder.
Oh, I was saying, even these other projects that need to be completed, definitely there will be more backpedaling. He calls it swallowing his vomit, because we're still waiting for that piece of highway to be completed up in Rodney Bay, and of course the other projects, including the hospital. I mean, there was definitely no reason why these projects needed to be stopped, but of course, just to get it nearer to the ending of the 5-year term, so they could point to these as some of the accomplishments. I remain saddened. I do not know why this minister continues to get airtime, but I mean, it's free speech. I think he was misguided to make that statement, especially there, and it's very disheartening. It's very disheartening. Thank you for your
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Command in the chat room, somebody says yesterday will go down as eating vomit day in St. Lucia. We continue with your calls once again at 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Let's take a call on the landline. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air.
Bon après-midi, M. Tim.
Yes, caller. Good afternoon.
Et puis bon après-midi, Kiman.
Good afternoon.
Tim, le mot qu'a coûté Richard Frederick Tim. Moi, je me demande, c'est mon nom qui plie indiqué par ses mains. Comment ça fait tolérer Richard Frederick? Et comment ça fait accepter et supporter Richard Frederick et ces bagages là? Richard Frederick a compris comme si c'est lui, yon maman, et papa, il veut l'école, et puis l'autre, nous n'avons pas fait l'école. Moi, je me demande Richard Frederick. Durant l'administration, M. Chassenay, même développement Talvan et puis choc ça là, est-ce qu'il pas arrêté et qu'on faveur maman cette ici? Moi, je crie à sous maman cette ici. Ça c'est en honteuse pour nous accepter Richard Frederick Capone pour le life comme ça en dans le pays. Et moi, je dis, il y a 5 élections qui viennent tout à l'heure. Alors, on va commencer à manger vomi. Alors, du Richard, maintenant, bon vomi là, depuis la semaine passée, vini bay. C'est ça, moi, qui a quitté Baya pour midi à tout.
Merci beaucoup. Wow. So somebody said via WhatsApp there, did I hear Ezekiel Joseph say the land would cost $6 per square foot? Now the land is being sold for $14.50. We have a call. This is NewsSpin. Good afternoon. You are on the air.
Good day, sir.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you.
Let me just bring my volume down there. Yes. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Tim, let me just make that clarification. Richard Frederick needs to understand that it's not a case of him eating his vomit. What did he swallow in his vomit? It's a case of going back and eat your vomit. There's a big difference. When you see you throw up and maybe it reach your throat and it go back down, you swallow your vomit. But when you see it on the floor already and you go back and eat it, that's a totally different thing. So what he's doing there is eating his vomit from the floor. But let's leave that for another show. Tim, I did St. Lucians to open their eyes. If by now St. Lucians have not opened their eyes to see that St. Lucia is being run like a tea boutique, like a toy shop, then it means that St. Lucians are really blind. And it means that that thing they said about we being one before the last with the lowest IQ is really true. Because Tim, I'm seeing too much nonsense taking on in this country. This government is running. When you have a reporter stopping a minister, and that minister coming and behaving like a little girl, telling the reporter how you have been threatening people, asking people to reason. What kind of nonsense is that? And we sit down then we listen to that. We sit down then we listen to a minister talking in that opening ceremony thing there, and people clapping, yeah, this is something so nice. You understand? When it was his lies and his deceit in the first place that caused the project to stop. And we taking these things and we keeping quiet about it. Just a few people always talking about the same thing. You have these guys on social media, on radio station, pushing the same nonsense all the time, and St. Lucian swallowing that. When was it I was talking to a lady, the lady telling me, oh, tell Shastney bring back our vaccine money. But I tell her, who's in office? Isn't it your party that's in office? Don't they have the evidence whether the person, the investor, is paying back the vaccine money or not, Tim? Don't they have all the evidence as to what transpired with DSH in report? They in government to see all of that. They in government to put all of that out. Yes, they're keeping quiet about it, but we on the ground going and repeat all the nonsense on Shastney as if it's Shastney that's in office today and they cannot get any information. Your party is in office, you can get all the information that you want. Yet they're not putting anything out. Okay? They're not putting anything out. They're not taking Shastney to court. They're not doing anything. We have, I want to say something to my community, Mikud South, my constituency. We have the Labour Party spewing some nonsense out there. Oh, we're not seeing the rep. We're not seeing the rep. Here's what happened. Our people, the United Workers' Party supporters, opening their mouth and repeating the same nonsense. What sense does this make? I am not saying the rep should not be on the ground, Tim. That's not what I'm saying. But you realize this man is the only man, and I can safely say that. He was on the ground about 2 to 3 years before election, before he became prime minister. That man was the only man who stayed on the ground, who was still on the ground while everywhere, while doing all of his travels. He was always on the ground throughout his tenure. I never knew Asin who was living in the constituency all over the place as the rep. I never knew, not even Sir John, who was as often all around the place as Alan have been. Okay? Alan came there and he has done so many projects, so many roads, multi-purpose center. Look, there's one in Blasha that's sitting pretty there. But they refuse to open it. You understand? He has done so much in the constituency, but you still want him in your fit. I'm not saying I don't want to see him. But I'm saying, what would it profit me for him to be in my fit when I am there enjoying the works that he has been doing? Even in opposition, the little monies that they're giving him, Tim, he's always building a little road, always doing something in the constituency. What do you want him in your fit for? When you see the benefit, you see his work. And he's still, even in opposition, he's still working. You understand? Our people, I will not call us stupid, Tim, but I know it is because we have a very low IQ. This is why we cannot see beyond certain things, and all we want to do is repeat what everybody say. We want to just repeat it, and we're not thinking for ourselves. We're not seeing. Look at the amount of taxes. I am just trying to start a little small business. I ordered some Okay, who's a local person trying to start a small business have to pay that 2.5% on equipment and bringing in, and some foreign investor don't have to pay the 2.5.
Well, try to have an audience. Try to have an audience with the Prime Minister and inform him that you cannot afford it. If he can give, if he can exempt that business establishment in the north, he can do it for you.
The moment he sees my name, he will add another 2.5 on me. I'm telling you, the moment he sees my name, he will add another 2.5. Because these people are not there to see us in this country move forward. They are not there to see the little people to move forward. Because the way they're thinking, if they give you $20, each time they see you, they give you $20, that's enough for you. They're not doing anything to improve your life. Just the mere fact that they can have you in their back pocket every time they see you, that's enough for them. That is what people like Kenyan Tony is doing in Viewfort. He helped that one for a little funeral there. He helped that one for a little gas tank there. He helped that one for a little this there. And he have you in his back pocket. You understand? And they refuse to develop their place so that people will start doing things for themselves. I don't want handouts from politicians. I want to be able to do things for myself. Make the environment conducive so that I can apply my trade. But that is a problem we have in this country because everybody wants a handout. Everybody wants a little $500 there, a little $1,000 there. And what? What do you do with it at the end of the day? So about 15, 14, 12.5 like lot 2.5 dans les paniers encore. Anyway, team, chaque fois moi qui pour parler about ça, ça fait moi fâché. Have a good day.
Pas fâché. Merci beaucoup. All right, thank you so much for calling, sir. We have Rick Wynn on the line. Good afternoon to you, Rick. You are on the air.
How you doing, Tim?
I'm okay, Rick.
I'm taking a break, listening to your people and everything and what interests them.
I know that's what you normally do. Take a break and then monitor and then come back. And what you have discovered during your break?
I'm always connected.
Yeah. What you have discovered over the last few days?
I am reminded of something potentially very disturbing, possibly underscoring the injustice to the average man in the country when it comes to justice, etc. Tim, you know, I've always stated that it didn't matter to me whether we had the Privy Council or whether we had the CCJ. It didn't really matter to me. And often when I talked about that, about the broken down justice system we have that does not afford the average person justice, also pointing out that very few of us in our lifetimes will have any need either of the Privy Council or now the CCJ. I've said so often. Well, Tim, this week I really was taken aback. A case from our High Court, Appeal Court, same thing, whatever. Anyway, the Chief Justice raked the judge to the extent that he didn't even understand the law. And it's worth looking at so that you can maybe discuss it at greater length and greater depth. It is very, very important to the populace, especially people who have been waiting years and years for justice and think it's getting better. The judge was raked over the coals, Tim, and I'm reminded of Sir Vincent Plosac. I can now speak about it because he's dead. Who said to me once about a particular judgment, and he said to me that had this judge been a carpenter, after putting out that awful judgment, which was thrown out anyway, that judge had that judge been a carpenter, the judge would not be allowed to work in the country. They would not get another job as a carpenter. They'd find something else to do. That's how bad the judge had been in her performance during a particular trial.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now we have this judgment from the Privy Council. I guess it was there before the change. And the judge in question, Tim, was talked to like he was in an ABC class of law.
Wow.
The details are there. But the most important part of this is, it occurred to me that had the parties in question not been in the position to go to the Privy Council. That terrible judgment that came about because of the ignorance of the demonstrated ignorance of the particular judge. His total misunderstanding of the law on 2 or 3 counts, Tim. If not for the fact that the people involved were able to go to the Privy Council, that judgment would have stood.
Mm-hmm.
And what a terrible injustice it would have been. And it makes me wonder how much, when we call for justice and we actually go to court, how much injustice passes for justice in this country. Kenny Anthony said in Parliament, I love to quote him, because even though he says things and doesn't live them, Kenny Anthony said, our problem with justice in this country begins at the magistrate's stage. That is where it begins. And of course, it generally ends there, because most people don't have the funds to hire lawyers, to go to higher courts and all that kind of stuff. It costs money all the way through.
Yeah.
And he said that. But this is one where the regular court arrived at the very same conclusion that the Privy Council arrived at.
But in the interest of time, Rick, can you tell us about the case? Just summarize it.
Tell you about the case. It's a case involving a land and a family.
Okay.
And how the land was distributed and so on.
All right. Okay.
So,
all right.
Obviously I can't go through all of it.
Yeah.
But the important part was that if not for the Privy Council, if not for a court outside our jurisdiction, that there would have been a terrible injustice. And I'm wondering how many of these things are the order of the day, Tim.
Yeah, so many. Countless.
That is the point I want to put to you, the order of the day. So maybe I'll send you the case, because that's not the end of it. I want to talk a little more about it. I'm a little bit preoccupied. I want to talk a little more about it. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you so much for calling. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. It's called NewsSpin on Power 97.9 FM. The broadcast is also on the NewsSpin YouTube channel, as well as the NewsSpin Facebook page. Still to come, you'll be hearing from a representative of Fresh Start.
Understanding the financial impact of job loss, First National Bank offers job loss insurance, specially designed to provide our customers support during such uncertain times. In the event you lose your job, coverage provides a financial cushion, easing your worries while helping you navigate career transitions. This coverage ensures that a job loss doesn't have to mean a financial crisis, providing you with the support that you need when you need it most. We are committed to standing by our customers in all of life's ups and downs. Our job loss insurance is more than just a policy. It's a promise of support, offering peace of mind and financial stability, ensuring that you can face career challenges without the added burden of financial stress. First National Bank, here for you.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tunes. Call us in Vidwate at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-8640. Or send an email to customersupport@lucilec.com for assistance. Lucilec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely.
When you feel the vibes and the music sweet, KFC on the road giving you the beat. One sandwich, so chicken fries in your hand, a drink to go, best deal in the land. Food for the road.
Enjoy food for the road this carnival. For only $30, you get 2 pieces of chicken, 1 sandwich, 1 regular fries, a biscuit, and a 16-ounce soda. But that's not all. There's more. When you purchase this offer, you get a chance to win carnival costumes, event tickets, KFC vouchers, and more. This carnival season, get your KFC food for the road.
It's finger licking good.
This is We Summer. Get ready for the biggest and wildest deals from Flow.
Summer comes with a best that's for ya. Switch it up if this is We Summer. Flow says this is We Summer. We Summer. Hey.
Who got the best deals? It's Flow. But the postpaid Wi-Fi you go. Go to bill in half, save more for sure.
This is We Summer. Bundle broadband now with postpaid and get your bill cut in half. Plus, get up to 4 Samsung Galaxy smartphones for only $4.
50,000 in cash is that. 15,000 in cash, win that.
Win $15,000 in cash when you sign up, switch up, top up, or pay up with Flow.
Summer, Flow says this is We Summer. We Summer. Hey.
Flow, keeping you connected. Terms and conditions apply.
Y'all don't hear the hot sale Palace House have going on. From 30 to 50% off on back-to-school items, stationery, furniture, clothing, shoes, and so much more. Clearance sale, I tell you. Everything must go. You can even get items for as low as $1. Palace House. Visit us today at Maywood Street, Castries, or call us at 452-2250.
Get your accommodation ready for the event season. Jazz, T20 cricket, and of course, St. Lucia Carnival with hot showers powered by a tropical solar water heater. We offer a variety of sizes for any house, apartment, or hotel, and efficient installation within 24 to 48 hours of purchase. Call us today to find out what specials we have in store for you. With 3 convenient locations in Beaufort, 454-6344, Castries, 453-1868, or Grosley, 450-8201. Tropical Solar, good for the environment, good for you.
Discover the future of body imaging innovation at La Clinique du Corps Diagnostic Center of Excellence, where the gold standard in MRI technology meets unparalleled medical expertise. From the intricate neural pathways of the brain to the delicate structures of the spine, and from the vital functions of the heart to detailed multi-parametric MRI of the prostate, our higher resolution images see the unseen from head to toe. Our radiation-free Signa Prime Tesla 1.5 MRI machine is assisted by artificial intelligence, enhancing its precision in creating quality images for our trained radiologists to give you more accurate readings. Our facility ensures fast access to specialist doctors, including pain management, rheumatology, and family medicine. Proudly serving as a world-class facility in the OECS, we bring international standards of healthcare within your reach. There is no longer a need to travel overseas for superior medical services. Experience the pinnacle of diagnostic precision and patient care right here in St. Lucia. Schedule your MRI with La Clinique du Corps Diagnostic Center of Excellence located in Cocoville, Rodney Bay. Call 451-6559 for your appointment. For your peace of mind, ask about our flexible financing options, including our co-pay system for clients with healthcare.
I've seen you here before, and I have something special just for you. What have we here? Happy housewarming to me? That's the MNC Home Depot Rewards Card. You'll earn points every time you shop, plus exclusive savings and promotions just for you.
Just for me?
Yes, just for you. Shop in store or online and enjoy a seamless experience.
So I get to treat myself every time I shop?
Exactly. It's time to reward yourself.
MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt Rewards Card. Sign up and reward yourself today at www.mnchomedepot.com.
At Caribbean Pastouche Limited, we offer high-quality products from Martinique, and our ready mix is made with casting sand, not regular pumice. Compared to regular pumice, casting sand saves you in your cement use. At Caribbean Pastouche Limited, our materials come from porcelain stones, which is used as an additive in creating cement. Caribbean Pastouche Limited is located in Bexar, behind Essential Hardware. Give us a call at 489-0074. We're open Monday to Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Caribbean Fabian Pastors Limited. Quality construction, our priority.
Also speaking yesterday at the open day at Talan Land Development Project is Mr. Andy Lake of Fresh Start.
I know we are united, and the goal that we are aiming to, because of the spirit with which we are working together, we will achieve our goal. By the grace of the living God and using the skills and resources with which He has blessed us, we are very confident that this project will be completed by December this year. Through Talan and all our other projects, we look forward to continuing to contribute to the growth of the national housing stock. To God be the glory, great things He has done. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
I just heard there from Mr. Andy Lake of Fresh Start. We have a call in line. Good afternoon. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Hi, Tim. Good morning.
Good afternoon to you, sir. It's afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon. Good afternoon, Manny, also.
Hi, good afternoon.
I usually like to talk. How are you?
Doing fine.
I'm sure Tim is happy to have you back.
He is.
I'm
He's
elated.
happy.
I'm elated. What? Yeah.
Yeah, and Tim, say it as if you mean it. You know, I always like to talk about money.
Now we can't hear you too clearly, Mr. Myers. Mr. Myers, we can't hear you too clearly.
Can you hear me better now?
No, not really, huh?
Is that better?
Not really. You'll have to speak directly into the phone.
Hold on.
Yeah, try and speak directly into the phone,
Yeah,
sir.
that's what it seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Hello? Go ahead.
Yeah, that's better. Yes, I was saying I always like to talk about money because this is so that people can appreciate the impact of what is happening and not be fooled by some of the stuff that people do. In this particular case, this situation out of Talan, I think that what's his name? Ezekiel indicated that the lands were being sold previously. Was it $6 a square foot?
Yes, about
Correct?
that. Yes. And also people had an opportunity to lease, to have a lease agreement as well, where you could lease and own later.
Yeah. And $6 a square foot. And under the new arrangement, what is the price they're speaking about? $15 a square foot.
No, $14.50.
$14.50 a square foot.
Yeah.
Who's paying for the increase? Who is paying for that increase?
Well, we are paying for it, taxpayers.
Exactly. And the problem here is, what was the reason for the delay in the first place? Right? So all the people who are going to buy land in there, 3 years later are buying land costing $8 a square foot more than it cost before, and through no fault of their own. Now, there's only one way people can actually demonstrate their happiness with this situation in the present is don't buy the land. And that should drive it home to certain people that you can't fool around with people's money and then think you can get away by asking the very people who you are fooling to pay for your mistakes. But the unfortunate thing is that St. Lucians have a habit, they always want something for nothing. And they never actually incur any sacrifices for what they want. The easiest way to deal with this thing is don't buy the land. And I'm very curious to see as to who exactly would participate in this land deal. Another important factor is when you have developments like this, the people who are managing the development and who have influence in the direction the development is doing should be constrained from participating in the business. In other words, the people who are driving the project should not be allowed to buy land in that project. But then again, this will not happen. And these are the things we have to be looking at to stop people from doing the sort of things that they do in this country. I actually am waiting to see how this one plays out. Now, in respect of the case Rick was talking about a while ago, I'm a little bit unhappy that Rick didn't give a lot more details as to the judgment coming down from the Privy Council. And the only indication he gave that in a sense was satisfying was the analogy he had with if it was a carpenter who had performed the work and that work was criticized in the manner that the Privy Council criticized the judgment. I would have been a lot happier had he said who the judge was. The person at the Eastern Caribbean Supreme Court, I would have been happy if he had said it, as opposed to playing around and leaving it out there for people to have to go and search up and come up with it. It's these kind of games that we don't need in this country. At a certain point in time, you have to do what you have to do. And I'm actually a little bit unhappy that he didn't say who it was. But eventually, Tim, you will find out who it was and you will understand why it was not said.
All right, sir.
You take care.
Okay, take care. Be yourself. 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, and that's 716-2026. And let me see if I could go through some of your messages. Somebody was making some inquiries. I don't know if you have some information to share with us, Kimani, regarding the 100-meter race that Julian Alfred will be running.
On August 3rd, it's at 1:50 p.m. I think that's Atlantic time.
Okay.
On Saturday, August 3rd.
And then you have the women's semifinals?
It's the semifinals at 1:50.
Semifinals. Okay,
yes.
okay. So we don't, if she makes it to the semifinals. But I think you have the heat. So there are a number of other number of races before that. We will try to see if it gets further information to share with the audience. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. There's an accident which also occurred somewhere on the island's east coast. That's earlier today. We're trying to see if we get some more information. I think it involves a Bordelais Correctional Facility vehicle as well as a motorcycle. We hope that it's not anything serious, and we hope also that we can share some more information with you. I think this accident occurred somewhere at Poleon, involving a few vehicles, a motorcycle, and also a vehicle, the Bordelais Correctional Facility vehicle. As soon as we have some more information, or if you are in a position, especially if you're emergency personnel, you can share some more information with us. We'll certainly receive that with grace and kindness. All right, let's see if we have a call online. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you're on the air. Hello, good afternoon. Let's try again. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Timothy Poleon.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, Connor.
And good afternoon to Ms. Kimani.
Hi, good afternoon.
Timothy, they have a kind of thing going on in our country. And you see they hate the white boy. They will do anything to keep the white boy down. But St. Lucia have to see it, and they have to open their eyes. When that white boy, I just mentioned in them the white boy, I know why. Mash up that bridge in Soufrière. They send themselves up, they say all kind of things. What's the bridge now? Soufrière is like a little city. Cultisac. What's the bridge? What's the setup there? They try and mess up the other man. But these things you see these people doing to people, these things just come back and haunt you, you know. Them things just walk. It just come back and haunt you. And them fellas saying they eating back their vomit. You see when you vomit and you leave that for about 1 hour, 2 hours, how that's smelling? Sorry for lunch hour, you know. But these people, Papa, the lies they say about people, when them things come back and hit them, that hitting them like it's a dynamite. But dynamite hitting them already. It's hitting them already. So that they parlaying. But God is good. All I tell him is, guy, hold it there. Don't give up. God is good on his side all the time. Have a blessed day.
You too, sir. We have another call, this time via WhatsApp. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Good day to you, Timothy, and
Yes,
all
sir.
your viewers across the world.
Good afternoon to you, caller.
Very nice, Timothy. So, Timothy, 2 points I want to make on the Talvan land. Because we have 3 phases in that place. We have phase 1, phase 2, and I think the new one is phase 3. So, leading to the last election, one of the things that the present MP for Babono said, that people in phase 2 is those that already occupying their houses there, that the land would be sold to them as low as $2. That was like something she would fight. Because if you remember, the time when they had the opening, they had a big commotion right in that Talvan area from the health center. And I think Ezekiel mentioned that, and he mentioned the name of a guy who was blocking, and they had a big commotion. So I only hope the minister keep to her word and have the resident that already living there get the land for $2 a square feet. The next thing I want to call on reporters, because Richard Frederick had a problem with number one, the 2080. For some reason, he did not understand it. So I want him to go back and some reporters to question him, because we need to know more details. Because one of the things Richard said is he had a lot of discussions. I don't know how Guy Joseph was not part of it, since he is part of Fresh Start, according to Richard. But with all the discussions, and since he said it was bad, the first deal was bad, so I only hope at some point we'll know what was changed and why Richard gave Fresh Start that. And
Well, caller, what I could tell you, my information is it will cost the taxpayers of St. Lucia more, and it will cost those people who are purchasing the land a lot more as well than before.
Yeah, we understand that. And also, Timothy, so is it clear that work that was done before the last election will be paid, and then Fresh Start will start getting the fresh money? We need to know those things, like not assume, because since Richard said so much, and remember, most of the things Richard said was in the House of Parliament, because they had the back and forth between him and Mr. Mangal, where Mr. Mangal called him to repeat certain things outside of Parliament. So for him to go in the House of Parliament and say so much, we cannot just say, oh, if you come and say to a violent, we should not be acting like this. Because if we go so, the box will complete the same way and just say, oh, you're finished, no need. So let's see why they change their mind. Thank you, Timothy.
All right. Thank you so much for your contribution. Some more calls. Once again, at 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026 and 716-2026. Somebody says there, so can you trust anything coming from Richard later, knowing now that he makes false or fake realities? And we take another call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Good afternoon.
It must be my lucky day, man.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
for taking my call.
It happens sometimes. It happens sometimes. Go ahead, caller.
Yeah. Tim,
Luck and
I
chance.
Want to, luck. Big luck. Tim, I want to go on that Talvan Land project. I visited the site yesterday, although the ceremony was almost over. But I didn't hear speeches when I got there because everything was done. But I heard that clip from Richard about eating his vomit. Richard must understand something. That it is not up to him to just decide what he's going to say. There is an electorate. And Richard is not the smartest. He's far from being the smartest person in St. Lucia. That cockiness Richard has in him, that he believes that he can sell. I know the Prime Minister say he's not responsible for Richard, but the people that put him there are responsible for him. Let me tell him something. He is not the Lord of the Rings. He cannot just come and decide he's going to stop something and he's going to come back and come with some foolish, lame excuse and come back on the scene, Election is not far, and Richard must start packing his bag. I want to say that on your program team, because it doesn't go as far on other programs. Richard must start packing his bag and know that cockiness is coming to an end. With all his half-drunk people around him, that he's bringing around to applaud when he has those kind of foolish things doing. That time, his reign is coming to a fast end. That's all I'm telling Richard, and he knows who's speaking. And you know who's speaking to Richard, Tim. Thank you very much.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Kimani, the chat room, what's taking place there?
In the chat room, someone says, via YouTube actually, so the land at Talvan can move from $6 to $14 a square foot, yet the balance land moves from $6 million 10 years ago to $2.5 million today. This is SLP economics. Another YouTube comment, why are politicians in SLU so crude? What is this vomit talk all about? Petty politics are the problem. One administration begins a project and then another administration stops it. That's the problem in SLU. Back to Facebook, someone says, so it appears that eating vomit is not a substitute for I apologize in St. Lucia. What we really need is for the minister to apologize to the population for all the bile and tripe he fed them during his campaign in his talk show whilst UWP was in power. Someone says, my advice to people interested in buying land in that development is to wait after the elections to buy your spot, because I'm sure if UWP wins, you will be paying a lot less than $14 per square foot. Another comment in the chat, someone says, what logistics and contractual arrangement has changed other than now there is an increase in the cost of building materials from supply chain, which has also influenced the cost of labor and total building cost. These projects will come at a much higher cost to the potential home owners. Someone says, more than twice the price, and we the taxpayers have to pay for the foolishness of politicians.
And somebody says, caller, please don't insult little girls. The minister does not sound like a little girl.
Another comment in the chat, after 3 years of investigation, they realize Guy doesn't have an interest in Fresh Start, so they recommence the project. They should recommence everything they stopped and then get out of office.
We have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air. Hello. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Mr. Poleon.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Good afternoon, Miss Kimani.
Hi, good afternoon.
Where's the enthusiasm, caller? Are you calling from a hospital? Are you ill?
No, Mr. Poleon, no.
Ooh, you lack enthusiasm and sound lethargic. What's happening with you?
Probably not happy to see me too.
I would just love to know, Mr. Poleon.
Yes, sir.
About Central Castries.
And you're gonna call? You calling me to ask me about Central Castries? Castries Central?
No, I'm just saying I would love my government, my party, to know who is the candidates that want to go up for Central Castries.
Which party is that?
That's United Workers' Party.
Okay.
You know, so I'm just curious about that.
Why are you curious?
Because I'm not seeing much work is doing on the ground in Central, my brother.
Okay.
Honestly.
Well, I'm sure the officials of the party are listening. Or better yet, caller, why don't you call the officials of the UWP?
I would love to get his number, Mr. Prudent. If it's Mr. Prudent, his name, whatever, you know, honestly.
Yeah.
To have a conversation with him, you know.
Okay, caller. All right, sir.
That's my confusion.
Thank you so much for sharing it with us, sir. All right, somebody wants to know which individual or individuals are interested in contesting the Castries Central seat on a United Workers' Party ticket. Let's get another call. Good afternoon to you. You are on the air. Hello, good afternoon. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Yeah, Mr. Poleon and listeners, viewers, everybody, tout le monde. Mr. Poleon, I have a concern.
Yes,
First
sir.
of all, let me ask you a question. You probably should know. Is the law for noise pollution, is it still in
effect? Yes, we have that law, yes.
Okay. I am calling on behalf of the resident of Timon. Everybody, everyone, especially those who live by the roadside. Mr. Poleon, school is closed. And we have some young children, young boys, between the age of 11 and maybe the highest would be about 14 years. And they have some motorcycle, apparently they don't have what they call muffler. And that's making a lot of noise, Mr. Poleon. I suffered with a headache for 2 days because of that noise. I could not have done nothing. I live close to the road, Mr. Poleon. Up and down the road disturbing people. And the music, 3 o'clock in the morning, loud music disturbing people. Number 3, my credit is going to finish. Number 3, Timon has become a dumping site where people come in and dump rubbish just by the court that is not completely built. I want people to look into that. I am representing Timon on your show. Thank you very much.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. Hope the authorities will act on your concerns. 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Kimani, what's happening in the chat room?
In the chat room, someone says, great point, caller. We need the minister to tell us about his meetings with Fresh Start, if we were to believe him, Guy is one of the owners. It's disgusting how that Labour government lied their way to victory with no one holding them accountable. Someone says, Lucians, looks like it's taking more from you than all in your best interest. So you didn't know this was in the best interest of the country before stopping it? Just a bunch of jokers, SMH. Someone says, Tim, that's a bank start, not a fresh starter. Someone says, does that surprise you? Whenever SLP is in power, everything costs the taxpayers more. Let's see what else we have in the chat. That's it for me, Tim.
452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. That's 716-2026. And let me go through some of your WhatsApp messages right now. Just bear with me while we try to access those messages. Some of them that we have not been able to go through. Somebody says, the hypocrisy they eating Tim, not vomit. Enough with that vomit talk. Let's see if we have another WhatsApp message to go through. Okay, we have a caller. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air. Hello.
Hello, Timothy.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you.
Good day to you and good day to Kimani.
Same to you, sir.
Hi, good day.
Hi, Timothy. I heard an advertisement and, I'm a bit baffled. Have Wasco listed the water emergency ban?
No, they haven't.
And then I'm hearing that, somewhere in the south is going to have some party and they're going to have how many tons of water, being utilized.
Well, maybe it's not. Maybe it is not treated water. Huh? No. I'm just saying. I don't know.
But you would have persons come in and have a set in untreated water.
I don't
know. So that
Paula.
makes it even more dangerous. But Timothy, it's just funny that we can. All of those things are happening, and boy, not a word, not a word, not a word. Thank you, Timothy.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. All right, let's see if we have some more calls coming in. Once again, 452-2979, 452-2979, WhatsApp calls and messages, 716-2026. Let's see if you have any comments in the chat room, Kibani.
In the chat room, someone says, you see all flumbos, relax. The candidates will be revealed at the right time. We must trust the process and continue to push for accountability by the current government and get ourselves organized on the ground to vote out this inept, shrouded in secrecy, blatantly arrogant band of misfits we have leading us.
We have a call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon. You're on the air.
Hello, Tim. Bonjour.
Yes, good afternoon to you, caller.
Afternoon. Tim, moi écouté Richard Frederick hier. Dit qu'à manger vomi et choses comme ça. Avec moi catchilé ça Richard fait. Richard est sur télévision. Il est papier, il a wave papier. Il est preuve que Guy Joseph fait ci, Guy Joseph fait ça. Il fait tout pays à croire que Guy Joseph c'est plus volé, plus menteur qu'il n'est. Guy Joseph dit nous ça pas vrai. Il dit au mener police fait une investigation, fait tout ça il veut faire. Yo pas melek ça, tout le monde yo joine yo dit Guy Joseph fait ci, Guy Joseph fait ça. Juste monde qui supporte Guy Joseph quoi c'est bagay ça là. Jodi a il a venu dire oh Guy Joseph fait stat, il a commencé à faire stat encore. Ça coûte payer à 3 l'année. Ça coûte payer à misi l'argent. Monde ni pour comprendre ça, yo ni pour comprendre que ces bagages là c'est mensonge là Richard Frederick a fait, c'est mensonge là gouvernement a fait, c'est bagages là gouvernement a fait. Ça a coûté payer à temps, il a coûté payer à l'argent. Si yo pas te menti sur Guy Joseph, il te continue avec Fresh Start. À présent tout ça t'est déjà fini. Monde t'est de plus bon marché parce que nous attend les yo entré, c'est de $6 un pied pour terre. À présent c'est $14.50. Ça vrai, oui?
Oui.
Avec yo allé, yo dit que yo ka vie à sous même compagnie à Fresh Start là. Mais, ça pas dit nous, c'est, nous partons en apologie pour Guy Joseph, il doit Guy Joseph à apologie. Yo dépensé $4,000 investigation, investiguer Guy Joseph. Yo pas, juste toujours, pourquoi dit nous ça, yo joigne, ça yo pas joigne. À présent, yo allé yo vie avec Fresh Start. Fresh Start là, yo dit c'est des Guy Joseph qui te met Fresh Start là. Yo ka juste fait passer comme ça, oh, tout bagage c'est normal. Non, ça pas normal. Ou doit Guy Joseph en apologie. Avec ou doit Alain Chassenay en merci pour vision pour commencer Fresh Start avec ces programmes Alain Chassenay a fait. Chaque bagaille les bas commencer avec les bas qui prend crédit pour mettre maintenant. C'est bagaille Chassenay commencer. Yo ka fait comme si c'est ça. Yo allé ouvert cabote, yo fait tout ça. Tout ça c'est travail Alain Chassenay. Avec moi ni pour statisticien ni pour comprendre qui. Guy Joseph pas coupable. Yo pas comme yon preuve de mis ça Guy Joseph fait. Mais yo fait moun croire que Guy Joseph c'est le plus crooked. Là c'est yo qui passe à faire bagay qui doit. C'est yo qui a menti, c'est yo qui a fait ça. So moi ka dit statisticien, le Richard Frederick allait sur télévision qui wave papier qui dit nous ce bagay là. Il a joué politique, il a menti by autres, il a fait autres quoi bagay qui pas vrai. Yo pas ni preuve avec après il a venu d'une il a mangé vomi bagay comme ça. Il doit Guy Joseph. Il n'y pour demander Guy Joseph pour pardonner, il doit Guy Joseph apologie. Merci Tim.
Okay, merci beaucoup. Let me turn my attention to our NewsSpin question of the day. The NewsSpin question of the day: why the change of heart regarding Fresh Start? Why the change of heart regarding Fresh Start? And that's the NewsSpin question of the day. Now, our NewsSpin news of the day. The NewsSpin news of the day: Turkey passes massacre law to remove stray dogs from streets. Turkey passes massacre law to remove stray dogs from streets. Our NewsSpin news of the day. We have a surprise for you coming up in just a moment, so please stand by for this. In the meantime, let us hear from former captain of the West Indies cricket team, Sir Clive Lloyd. Over the weekend, the Order of the Caribbean Community Award was bestowed on him. That's during the CARICOM Heads meeting that is currently underway. I think it might have ended yesterday over in Grenada. Now, he has been speaking not only about cricket, but about prostate cancer.
There is a matter which I would like to raise with you today. It is of great concern to myself and a number of important officials that I've had the opportunity to engage with on this matter. I hope you do not think that I'm operating outside of the ambit of this occasion. But I know that the Caribbean community has been concerned with the status of health of the region. Indeed, one important regional official is on record as saying that we are not among the healthiest people in the global community. He was referring to such diseases as high blood pressure and diabetes. I cannot recall if reference was made to prostate cancer. Can I therefore make a plea to the community and relevant officials that this matter become the focus of urgent attention and action? I therefore hope that the Conference of Ministers responsible for health will give this matter priority attention. I cannot speak with any kind of expertise on this matter, but I cannot recall that much has been said about it in the region. If I'm correct, let what I say today be a call to action. Because I don't know if you know, every 1 in 4 people do contract this illness, and a lot of our people are dying, and dying needlessly, because they're not attending clinics and so on. And I'm involved with a company called SOS, which is part of Exxon, and we were trying to get this illness looked at seriously, because we need men to go and get tested.
I just heard there from Sir Clive Lloyd, former captain of the West Indies cricket team, and also the Order of the Caribbean Community was bestowed on him over the weekend. Well received and well-deserved award. Let's see, we have a notice there. It reads, the Department of Infrastructure, Ports and Transport wishes to inform the general public of a landslide that has occurred at Bois Caché. Consequently, the road has been closed to all motorists until further notice. We apologize for any inconvenience caused and advise all travelers to seek alternative routes. Occurred at Bois Caché. Consequently, the road has been closed to all motorists until further notice. And the ministry would like to apologize to the public for any inconvenience caused and advised all travelers to seek alternative routes. This is the most monitored talk show in the world, NewsSpin.
There is only one option when they arrive. Our services will make the dead look alive. With Bouteille and Beaufort accessibility. Remember, we have the only private cemetery. No one can match our prices from coffins to corsage. Personalized service you get when Lazarus take charge. Quality service, no package to make your wallet bleed. Lazarus is your true friend in your time of need.
Lucilex remote options are available to serve you every weekday from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Call or send a WhatsApp message to 285-6796, 285-7859, 285-3593, 285-3329, or 285-8640, or send an email to customersupport@lucilec.com for assistance. Lucilec encourages you to use the available options for doing business with us remotely. First National Bank acknowledges the significance and accountability associated with vehicle ownership. For this reason, we have partnered with leading insurers to provide our vehicle loan customers with motor vehicle insurance that is not only comprehensive but also affordable. Policies cover a wide range of scenarios, ensuring that whether it's a minor mishap or a major accident, you're protected without the worry of financial strain. This insurance is designed to integrate seamlessly into your lifestyle, safeguarding your journey without adding to your financial burdens. Our preferential rates are part of our commitment to ensuring that every customer can drive with peace of mind. We believe that safety on the road is a necessity, not a luxury. With First National Bank, you're not just a customer, you're part of a community that values your safety and financial well-being. First National Bank, here for you.
This is We Summer. Get ready for the biggest and wildest deals from Flow.
Summer comes with a best that's for ya. Switch it up, this is We Summer. Flow says this is We Summer. We Summer. Hey.
Who got the best deals? It's Flow. Bundle postpaid Wi-Fi, you go. Got to bill in half, save more for sure.
This is We Summer. Bundle broadband now with postpaid and get your bill cut in half. Plus, get up to 4 Samsung Galaxy smartphones for only $4.
50,000 in cash is that. 15,000 in cash, win that.
Win $15,000 in cash when you sign up, switch up, top up, or pay up with Flow.
Summer, Flow says this is We Summer. We Summer. Hey.
Flow, keeping you connected. Terms and conditions apply.
School start back, KFC got your back. With a back to school deal, it's a tasty pack. Just 12 dollars, oh what a deal. Come and get your fill, it's a steal.
But that's not all. Purchase any back-to-school meal for a chance to win one of 5 backpacks filled with school supplies and a brand new laptop.
Write your name, drop it in the box. KFC got the deals that totally rock. Hurry in before August 30th and sign on. Charge on the 31st, come before it's gone. KFC said we'll show we the best around. Back to school with KFC is the talk of the town. It's finger licking good.
Visit kfcslu.com for more information. Follow us on social media at KFC St. Lucia.
Approved by the St. Lucia National Lottery. Terms and conditions apply.
Discover the future of body imaging innovation at La Clinique de Corps Diagnostic Center of Excellence, where the gold standard in MRI technology meets unparalleled medical expertise. From the intricate neural pathways of the brain to the delicate structures of the spine, and from the vital functions of the heart to detailed multi-parametric MRI of the prostate, our higher resolution images see the unseen from head to toe. Our radiation-free Signa Prime Tesla 1.5 MRI machine is assisted by artificial intelligence, enhancing its precision in creating quality images for our trained radiologists to give you more accurate readings. Our facility ensures fast access to specialist doctors, including pain management, rheumatology, and family medicine. Proudly serving as a world-class facility in the OECS, we bring international standards of healthcare within your reach. There is no longer a need to travel overseas for superior medical services. Experience the pinnacle of diagnostic precision and patient care right here in St. Lucia. Schedule your MRI with La Clinique de Corps Diagnostic Center of Excellence located in Cocoville, Rodney Bay. Call 451-6559 for your appointment. For your peace of mind, ask about our flexible financing options, including our copay system for clients with health care.
Get your accommodation ready for the event season. Jazz, T20 cricket, and of course, St. Lucia Carnival with hot showers powered by a tropical solar water heater. We offer a variety of sizes for any house, apartment, or hotel, and efficient installation within 24 to 48 hours of purchase. Call us today to find out what specials we have in store for you. With 3 convenient locations in Beaufort, 454-6344, Castries, 453-1868, or Grosley, 450-8201. Tropical Solar, good for the environment, good for you.
To have a strong structure, you must have a strong foundation. And at Caribbean Pastures Limited, we offer top quality aggregate materials at great prices. We supply high quality ready mix, cast in sand and plaster in sand. We also take special requests for specific materials that you may require for your building projects. Caribbean Pastures Limited is located in Bexon behind Essential Hardware. Give us a call at 489-0074. We're open from Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sundays 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Caribbean Pastures Limited. Quality construction, our priority.
Ouais, messieurs, pas jodi moi la ka espérer plein bon glow. Si t'en la pani pressure. Moi ni tank, moi ni glow, me money pressure. Ou savez ça moi besoin? A pomme. Ça c'est bêtise. Moi ka aller ko Europa. Yo ni tout pomme pour toute condition. Qui pour kay, qui pour business. Yo ni primaire pour pomme cette ici. Yo ka ranger pomme aussi qui besoin service. Prendre pompe yo c'est Léo. Pompe ça c'est major. Ils bon tout bonnement. Tant si ten moins actuellement. Glo ka fante. Europa ni pompe glo Léo ada pour les 9 juin et gris. Visitez Europa ambassade Gozile. Les mots au téléphone 452 0763.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world, and that is NewsSpin on Power 97.9 FM, also on YouTube and the NewsSpin Facebook page. I have a guest in studio. We'll speak over the next 7 minutes, and she's one of the contestants in Saturday's Miss Teen St. Lucia, and she is Miss Power 97.9 contestant, and her name is Janica Clary. Welcome to NewsSpin, ma'am.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm okay. How about you?
I'm good, I'm great.
Right. What would cause you to want to participate in that Miss Teen St. Lucia pageant?
Honestly, I've always been in love with pageantry, but this time around, it's different. I'm a mother. So on Saturday, when I grace that stage, I'm there to make a statement.
So mothers now are allowed to participate in pageants of that nature? Because I think, to me, that sounds a little strange.
No, it's a rule. But the organizers of Miss Teen St. Lucia decided, to give it a chance this year.
Why? Because you what? Because you're so special?
No, they saw that a lot of mothers were asking that if they could join, and they thought like, let's give them a chance. And I got the opportunity. I auditioned and I made it through the auditions, and I made it. Here I am right now.
For them, as if, they see it as a form of discrimination that should end.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm told that this is not the first time you're participating in this pageant.
No, I was
Or
in this
you
pageant.
attempted to participate once?
I was in the
What's the
pageant last
story?
year. I was there last year. I was Miss Social Designs last year, and I couldn't conclude my journey because I got pregnant with my daughter. So now I'm here to just, make this time work, make a statement, show everybody like, yo, this rule, this discrimination thing, we have to, put a stop to
And
it.
what is the statement? What has the experience done for you? What you went through last year, and now you're going to the pageant this year as a mother?
Honestly, it's really different. Last year, I came into the pageant knowing, and being prepared. I was already prepared for the pageant last year. But this time around, I had
But how
to...
were you mentally and emotionally, considering that you were pregnant?
Yeah, it was really tough
Now,
on me.
if you don't mind me asking, how many months pregnant at the time?
I was 3 when
3
I
months.
dropped out. When I dropped out of the
Okay,
race, yeah,
okay.
3 months. Yeah, it was really, the changes this year with my body having to be on point, with me having to be mentally prepared. It's not something that is easy. It doesn't come easy, because when you read all those negative comments online and all the things that people say about you,
That's
really,
what you were subjected to?
Yes.
Okay.
And it was really bad.
So if you don't mind me, because this is NewsSpin, we ask,
Yeah,
we ask questions. Were you prepared for the pregnancy last year?
No, but I didn't have a choice but to be.
Okay.
And I think that I'm doing a really good job as a mom. I love my daughter to heart, and I don't want to show her that because of that I had to stop. I had to slow down, so here I am now.
So what is the lesson for you, generally speaking, and for other young mothers who are watching this broadcast and listening to it as well? What's the message you have to share with them?
Nothing you do is something that you should regret, or nothing you go through. Anything that you go through, it shouldn't be something that you regret, because you learn something from it. Everything that you go through, you learn something from it, and eventually you catch on, and it creates growth, and it turns into something beautiful. So for me, with me having a daughter right now and going through the journey, it's honestly a bunch of lessons that I have to learn and pick up, but the growth has been wonderful.
So let's say you're writing a book. This is chapter what?
This would honestly be chapter 3.
Okay. And how would you start chapter 3?
Here we go again. Because something always pops up, something always pops up. So, yeah.
Okay, so you and how many other teams will be participating in the Miss Teen St. Lucia?
8 of us. 8 beautiful contestants. Yeah.
And what would be your performance like? What you have planned, without divulging everything? But
I prefer to hold it down till Saturday.
Yeah.
I prefer to hold it down till Saturday.
You don't even want to give us an indication?
It's just me.
It's just you?
It's just me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you are from where?
I'm originally from the community of Leclerc, but I now live in Labrie.
Okay. Yeah. So you have relatives Labrie?
No, I actually do not.
Okay. But just made a transition from Leclerc
all the way to the south. Yeah.
That's a very interesting transition.
Very interesting.
So your confidence level going into that pageant on Saturday?
I'm really, really going to be truthful right now. It was not there. I had so much confidence until I got pregnant. And this journey, I just had to rebuild myself, put in the work. And right now, I would say it's at number 10 again. I feel like myself again.
Okay. So the pageant is this Saturday, August the 3rd at the National Cultural Center. It starts at what time?
It starts at 8 p.m. Please be on time.
Okay. And the final comments from you, Janica Clary, Miss Power, 97.9 FM.
I would just like to just please ensure that you guys buy your tickets. Come out to support the 8 beautiful contestants for the Miss Teen St. Lucia pageant on August 3rd at the National Cultural Center. See you there.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much, and all the best to you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm sure that we will do everything that's possible here at Power 97.9 FM to give a good account of yourself come Saturday, and you be this radio station's queen.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. We're just speaking with Janica Clary, Miss Power 97.9 FM, part of St. Lucia pageant this Saturday at the National Cultural Center from 8 p.m. That's the broadcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening to another edition of the most monitored talk show in the world. That's NewsSpin. Goodbye.